right, so this is DJ Catsanova, and again, I'm doing a overseas over-the-phone interview. This time, I'm doing one with Monzvi. How you doing, sir?
I'm doing well. Good to be here.
Appreciate it. Even though you're in New York and I'm in Cuba.
Right. Well, we got the East Coast connection, so.
Yes, because I'm from New York.
Oh, really? I didn't know that. Okay, cool.
Yeah, I'm from Harlem. I just moved to California only 3 years ago.
Okay, now I understand the accent.
Where do you live in New York?
I live in Alphabet City now.
Is that Lower Manhattan, like LES?
Yeah, it's right above. It's like East Village, like between 4th and 5th.
Oh, okay.
Well, now I'm giving out people my actual.
Yeah, don't do that. Like, yeah, my building number is.
Yeah.
Were you born and raised in New York?
No, I'm born and raised in Miami. Actually, that's
nice.
why I thought you were. When I thought you were Cuban, I figured, oh, maybe you're from Miami. But
oh, okay. How'd you end up in New York?
I studied writing up here at Columbia.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so I was up near Harlem, actually.
Yeah, it's like not too far from me. How do you like it compared to Miami?
You know, I love New York, as cliche as that may be. It's been almost 7 years. I don't know. I never get bored. So
that's very true.
That's all I can really ask for.
I can't say the same about Miami. I'm kind of not of a fan. I don't know. It's a little much for me.
No, I hear you. I mean, Miami's not for everybody. I think for people who aren't from there, a lot of times they're more excited by it than, people that grow up there.
So. Yes. Same for New Yorkers. Like when people are like, oh, New York, I'm like, meh.
Right. How's the Bay been?
I love the Bay. The Bay, like once I moved there, I was like, yeah, this is home. This is where I need to be.
Wow.
It's pretty much like New York, but just like a slower pace, which is why I like it, because it's a lot of things happening and going on in New York at one time, and it can get a little overwhelming. So moving to the Bay was just like decompressing a little bit. It was like, this is much more my vibe.
I just watched Last Black Man in San Francisco. Have you seen that yet?
Yes, that is a great movie. Sad and great at the same time.
Yeah, was that a good representation of the city?
Yes, very much so. Very much so. And like, even though I've only been there for the past 3 years, I can see the gentrification because I live in Oakland, but I go to school and I work in San Francisco. And in just that short time frame, I'm like, this is kind of ridiculous how speedily the gentrification in that neighborhoods had like moved through. It's really crazy, actually.
Because everybody's leaving San Fran, I would assume, right? Because it's just so damn expensive.
And they're all coming to Oakland, and Oakland being gentrified. So, like, not too long ago, I went to go look at a house, and I was like, it's like an open house. I was like, let me go look at it. And this is in West Oakland, which is pretty much like the Brownsville of Brooklyn. It's like the not-so-good neighborhood. And the house was up for sale for $893,000. I was like, you've got to be fucking shitting me.
Oh, dude. That same house in 5 years is going to be like 1.5 mil or something.
Which is crazy. That just like blows my mind.
Yeah. If only we had the money to invest.
Yes, exactly. I would do it in a heartbeat.
Yeah, I think interest rates are at like close to 0 right now too. Like wild time for real estate.
Seriously, this is like the Great Depression that we're living in.
I don't know. I don't even know what the future holds, honestly. But hope we get out of this okay.
Yeah. Seriously. So what's your real name?
My name's Matthew Hershoff.
How did you come up with the name Mons.vi?
It's from the Latin Mons Veneris, which is a reference to what makes females unique from males. Let's put it that way.
And what made you decide on that? Or did you have another name in mind before you came up with that one?
I mean, I considered just going by my name. I was told that it was not a good name.
What, Matthew?
Matthew Hershoff, like doesn't have that ring to it. I don't know. I've always liked bands, and bands usually have names, so I figured, okay, come up with a name, and that's what I came up with.
So is Monzvi a solo project, or are you a part of a band?
It's a solo project. I've had a rotating cast of members to play live with me over the years. There was a period where I had a more set band for a while, but I've always been pretty much the only songwriter, and I do my recording myself for the most part.
Do you do bedroom pops, or do you record it? You have a studio, or do you do it in your bedroom?
I generally do it at home. I have recorded in studios before, But yeah, I would definitely say people would consider the project bedroom pop. I think up to this point.
Yeah, that's pretty. I mean, I like bedroom pop. I like just the name and the fact that like you could be like right now, if you could see my setup, I'm literally in my bedroom or my living quarters and just have my equipment out and recording.
100%. I mean, people get frustrated with that label for some reason. I'm not sure why. I think that we just have a tendency to hate things that we really like.
Yeah, I could see that.
Human nature, you know what I mean? It's like, in 10 years, they're going to be making little documentaries about the bedroom pop scene and all the people that were in the bedroom, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
The same way they do with punk, you know what I mean? So it's like,
So that means take a whole bunch of videos while you're recording, because then they could use it for footage.
Yeah, right. It's this is the grassroots movement of music right now, or it's just the democratized version of music. So why should we be ashamed of that? Like it's the version of music that people are making right now that everybody can make. It's our folk, whatever, So I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah, I think so as well. And then it makes you guys stand out as well because it's not something that everybody is doing. Maybe in the future it will be because it's so easily accessible to do from home. But as of right now, you guys are the face of bedroom pop.
Right, and it's interesting because just like anything else, at some point, bedroom pop I think has already become a genre instead of
a subgenre
indicating. Yeah, instead of indicating like you made this at home and it is unique to you because you didn't use the same stuff that everybody else may be using or whatever. It's just now it's already become commodified, and it's like, do you have a chorus pedal on your guitar? Do you have like a lo-fi sound on your voice? Okay, now you're bedroom pop. You know what I mean? You could go do that in a studio. You could do that in $1 million studio, and now you're bedroom pop. You could go on Spotify. You have bedroom pop playlist. You know what I mean? So it only takes a little while for the machinery to catch up and start commodifying things, and I think it already done that.
Very true. So I meant to ask you, what happened to the song that you had on Spotify that was taken down? Was it your decision, or like, are you on a label and had like copyright issues?
It was my decision. I mean, I release everything myself at this point, and I don't know. I just felt like it's still out there. It's still on YouTube if you want to find it or something like that. But there was a moment there where I was experimenting, and I think it was an important thing for me to do. But I just kind of took a left turn into electronic music, and like that's cool. But I looked at my catalog and looked at what Monzvi is a project so far, and I wanted to be a little bit more concentrated in what I'm doing, at least in the beginning.
Oh, okay.
Which song was it?
I can't remember the name of it. I was trying to figure it out because once I saw that it was removed, I took it out of the playlist. I had a playlist that I did a few weeks back called Headphones and Chill, and it was in there. And I went to listen to it one day, and I'm like, oh, what happened? And I think I wrote to you. I was like, oh, what happened? He's like, oh, yeah, I took it down. And I was like, damn it.
Well, it's either Night Drive, Slow, or Ask Me Anything.
Slow. It was slow.
If you want, I could send you a copy of it.
Yeah, oh, yeah, please. So then now you just released a 3-song EP and a single, Why Would I Do That? Are they going to be a part of an upcoming project, or it's going to be that's totally separate?
The EP was its own thing. The single was something that I recorded a year and a half ago, and I wasn't going to put it out, but then I revisited it and I made some changes that made me like it better. And I figured we're in quarantine. People need stuff to distract themselves from this situation, and I needed a project to work on to distract myself from the situation, so I just worked on it for a little bit and put it out. I don't think it'll be part of like an album or anything. I am planning an album right now, but it's like kind of a different vibe, I would say, than what I've been doing so far.
And with this quarantine time, you got plenty of time to perfect the craft of this next album.
Yeah, yeah. Then this next album is going to be a big moment for me, I feel.
And make sure you put it on vinyl.
Yeah, yeah. I hope to put it out with a label this time. You know, have some support.
Do you ever consider incorporating music from your Taiwanese background?
I don't really know much about music from Taiwan, to tell the truth. I mean, you know, I've heard some traditional Chinese music in the past and even some pop stuff, but, you know, I don't speak Chinese well enough to sing in it or anything like that. It would be cool one day to sing in Chinese, you know what I mean? That would be something I would be interested in doing, but I'd have to have somebody help me do that.
Do you know the band Sunset Rollercoaster?
I do, yeah.
They're from Taiwan.
Yeah, yeah, they're cool. They're cool.
Yeah, I saw them at Tropicalia this past year. They were pretty dope.
Oh, really? That's awesome. I didn't know that they came to the States.
Yeah,
cool.
They came and then they actually their time got cut off and they played what is it? My Genji until the end. Like security had to come on stage and like physically pull them off.
Oh my god!
It was so dope though. Everybody was like shouting because they was even as they was coming off the stage, they was still playing. They cut the guitar and everything off, and they was still playing as they were walking off stage.
That flight is crazy. From New York to Taiwan, the time difference is literally 12 hours, so halfway across the world.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. So they was like, "Yeah, we came to play. We gonna play."
Yeah, yeah.
So when you first started doing music, who was your influences? Like, did you have family who played music or were musicians or friends?
Well, I grew up playing music. I grew up playing piano, classical piano. I had a Asian mom who whipped me to play piano. No, I'm just kidding. But, you know, I would have quit many a time if she didn't fight with me a little bit about it. So there was that, and but as far as like making music on my own, like writing music, I didn't really get into that until like late high school, even after high school when I went to college. You know, none of my friends were like in bands or anything like that growing up. So it was kind of just like something I picked up on my own.
What was the push to make you say like, all right, you know what? I'm gonna do music.
Part of it was realizing what I did not want to do. So I started school at Duke thinking I was going to be a doctor.
Mm-hmm.
I just did not go to class. Like I took like a electronic music class. They gave us access to a studio, and I would just like stay there all night and didn't go to class at all. And I kept thinking, oh, I'll just take the test. You know, I'll just like look at the material right before the test and take the test. And then I missed my first round test, and then I was like, oh, I can make it up on the midterm, and then I missed the midterms, and then I just had to leave school. You know, so I dropped out to do music.
So besides classical piano, what other instruments do you play?
Mostly I play guitar now. I write on guitar. And I play bass and guitar, bass, and I program drums for the most part. But if I had a drum set, I'd play it more often.
Oh, so you're pretty much a one-man band.
As many of these bedroom pop people sort of are these days.
On your Spotify, who are the top 3 people you're listening to right now?
Is there a way to see that? Like an actual...
based off of the algorithm that Spotify sends out, like from 2019 when they send you the whole, like, you've been listening to this and XYZ.
Oh, yeah, let's see if I can look up my Unwrapped or whatever. I do know that the number one artist from the 2010s for me, do you remember because they were doing the decade wrap-up, was, believe it or not, Playboy Cardi.
I've never heard a Playboy Cardi song before.
Really? Wow. I mean, it's not for everybody. There was a period where I was just listening to Dial It, like his second album, like nonstop. I don't even know how to explain it. To me, it's like modern day, like shoegaze. It's just like organized noise. You don't really have to listen to lyrics at all. It's just sounds and like candy, like so addicting. There's him, and then who else am I listening to? I like this band Millie a lot. They're a new band. They're I'm pretty sure they're out in LA.
Let me see. I'm gonna look them up on YouTube right now.
They seem like LA sort of like scene kids, you know.
Yeah, LA has the. Oh yeah, I see them here. I'll look. You know the song "Talking Secret"?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'll look that up.
I like Spirit of the Beehive a lot. It's a kid who I went to high school with. He is the main songwriter and singer of that band. So I'm a little bit biased towards them, but even without the bias, they're fantastic.
And
and I just listened to the new Strokes album yesterday, finally.
somebody
And
else
I loved it. I thought it was so good.
I did an interview with an artist out of San Antonio, Andrea Rose, and she's a huge Stroke fan, and she was telling me about it.
Is that how you found me, through Andrea Rose? Because I know her.
No, I actually had you first, and I think she found me through you.
Oh, that's funny. I keep in touch with Andrea.
Yeah, she wrote me and was like, "Hey, I see you doing a thing. I'm like an artist," and I was like checking out her catalog. And I'm like, "Oh, you got some pretty good stuff." So we've been talking back and forth, and I was like, "Hey, if you want to do an interview," and she's like, "Hell yeah!" So I did it with her a few days ago.
Yeah, she's cool. She's cool. What's she up to?
Making music. She just put out a new song. She pretty much
Nice.
like remixed the song that she had out.
Oh yeah, I see that. Yeah, I'll take a listen to that later.
So speaking of, like I saw yesterday, I was watching your live feed with Team Blush, and you guys were talking about who are some artists in the future you would want to collaborate with? Or like, are you not into collaborations?
I'm not sure. It's a good question. I haven't really thought about that. I have a feeling that it'll be the kind of thing where I'm going to hopefully meet songwriters who we've never heard of, but who like write the best songs that like Rihanna sings. You know what I mean? Like those types of like the studio people. You know what I mean? Because there's a whole culture of that songwriting. Where they may not have an artist career themselves per se, but they're in the back room writing, some of the biggest hits or whatever. I would like to learn from some of those people whose job is to write songs. I think that's pretty cool.
All right. Now, this is a off from music question. If you could choose one, would you A, change something from your past, or B, take a peek into your future 5 years?
Change something from my past.
Wow. Why would you change something from your past?
I don't know. I guess I have faith in the future. I feel like the future's gonna be good.
That's a good response. And out of everybody I've interviewed, pretty much, I think only one other person besides you said that they would change their past. And maybe you could go back to Duke and finish classes and do music at the same time.
That would absolutely not be what I would choose to do. I would avoid that at all costs.
So, since you're into the like indie scene, this is another question I ask everybody because I feel like, for me at least, these two are like the faces of the indie scene: Mac DeMarco or Home Shake.
That's funny. Mac DeMarco.
Mac DeMarco.
Yeah, I'm into just like iconic people. You know what I mean? Personalities that like change the status quo. And Home Shake's cool. I like it. I like his music and stuff like that. But Mac DeMarco. Yeah, Mac DeMarco. There are like personality artists out there, right? Mm-hmm. Who not only do they bring their music or their films or their painting or whatever it is they're doing to the world, they also bring a new personality, like a new type of person. And like Mac DeMarco is that. He brought a new character, and you can see it. People start dressing like him. They start acting like him. That's major influence.
Mm-hmm. Have you seen him perform?
So I admire that. I have, many years ago at Terminal 5. It was good.
All right, so now we're going to get into Would You Rather. So I got 10 cards laid out, so you'll pick 3 numbers. We'll start off with one number and then go on to the next. So give me a number between 1 and 10. 7. All right, so would you rather be able to erase people's memory or predict their future?
Predict the future? Like, there's not even a question.
It's like, do something with somebody. I was like, oh, you said this, and like erase their memory instead. It's like, oh, I never said that. It's like, oh, okay.
That's some gaslighting stuff right there.
That's very much gaslighting.
Yeah.
So 1 through 10, excluding 7.
4.
4. Let's see. Would you rather blow your nose with sandpaper or use bubble wrap instead of toilet paper?
Bubble wrap. At least it's like gentle.
Yeah, exactly. Like that's Random question. All right, one more. 1 through 10, excluding 4 and 7.
3.
3. Let's see what we got. Oh, this is a good one. Would you rather be able to record your thoughts or your dreams while you slept?
Dreams.
Dreams?
Yeah.
For a second.
Yeah, dreams. I'd be more interested in dreams.
I was going to say, because you had a song in mind. Like sometimes maybe you would write a song and it doesn't quite come out how you want. If you recorded your thoughts, then the song would be recorded.
That's true. I'm sticking with dreams.
But in dreams too, you could write a song in your dreams and it may be like the dopest thing and you could never, repeat it.
I think that if you could record your dreams, you would probably be like off rip one of the greatest artists of all time. Just because the dream world, anybody's dream world, is so much more interesting and untethered than the real world that if you could record that, you're the next Dali.
Well, that is all the questions that I have for you, sir. I appreciate you talking to me.
I appreciate you reaching out, all the way from Cuba.
Yes, Cuba. Sir. And the next time, don't forget, offline, you have to send me the slow.
Oh, yeah. Let me, when we're done here, just give me your email.
Yes,
sir.
Or,
if you don't mind having your email out, you can just tell me now.
Oh, yeah. DJ Catsanova at Gmail. For anybody, artists out there who hears this and you want to do an interview, email me.
Gotcha.
All right, well, I appreciate it.
All right. Thank you so much, Brandon. I appreciate it.
All right, Matt. Thank you.
This podcast is a proud member of the BFF.FM podcast network. Learn more at podcast.bff.fm.
BFF.FM, best frequencies forever.